Has anyone else watched Only God Forgives?
I watched it today.
Jamie?
Yeah, I watched it Friday. Yeah.
I watched it last night. Okay, we have something to talk about.
We all watched it. We all watched it on 3 different days. That's awesome.
Yep.
Well, let me start by saying, I despise Drive, except for Albert Brooks and maybe Bryan Cranston in it. But
neither of them are here to save you.
Well, I must say that the main reason I despise Drive is not only because I thought it was ripped off from another movie, The Driver, but also because even though it was kind of ripped off, it also sort of just didn't make any sense. Like the characters didn't make any sense. It didn't make any sense that this guy was a stunt driver and a race car driver and a getaway driver. Like those just don't. Those are 3 things that just don't go together. Like nobody is that. And also, my main complaint with it was that I just couldn't believe his instant devotion to this girl and her little boy next door. That just didn't work for me at all. Now, with this movie, I was kind of surprised because a lot of people don't like it, and I was questioning whether I liked it, much of the way through. But then I eventually had to say, well, that wasn't bad. I mean, I thought it was like it was extremely slow. There's almost no dialogue.
At 89 minutes, it was still slow. That's what I couldn't get over.
And it was extremely slow. But I did enjoy looking at it. I thought visually, of course, anywhere, if you go to Thailand, anywhere you point the camera, I'm sure you're going to get like an amazing shot. But just the colors and the camera movements and everything I thought were interesting. I also thought that the character made sense. And I did
which
like
character? Which character made sense?
The lead character, the Ryan Gosling character. And I do have to say, I'm annoyed. I'm kind of annoyed that he's typecasting himself like so insistently and as being this silent badass guy that goes through and kicks people's butts or whatever. I'm just getting tired. He needs to switch it up a little bit. But I did love Kristen Scott Thomas in it, who really injects some energy into the film. And I think
she's the only energy in the film.
The only energy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and or just the only energy that we're used to, really, like American audiences are used to. And then also I did like what the film had to say about the concept of revenge. So, which is that it doesn't pay off; it just keeps going on and on. But I can see why people don't like it. What did you guys think?
I wanted my money back. No, I shouldn't say that. I just thought, what? I think of the 4 films I've seen by him, Bronson, The Howler Rising, Drive, and this one, Drive is the anomaly. Drive is the one that actually works. I know you don't like it, Dean, but I actually think Drive has much more going for it than this. This made me want to go order Thai food, though I won't give you, and it is beautiful to look at, but it's all style and no substance. There's nothing in this movie. There's no substance whatsoever. Nothing to me.
Well, that's the way I felt about Drive. There was nothing.
I could definitely see that. I can now, in hindsight, your reaction to Drive makes perfect sense to them. But I think there's more going on in Drive. There's not much going on here, and she, well, I think she adds much life to it. She looks like a San Fernando Valley. They make her look like Jill Kelly so much. I mean, I thought it was Jill Kelly.
I definitely think they made her up to look to recall that in some ways.
I thought she was fine in it. I think she given the role and given the fake nose she was given, she gave the performance that I would have expected her to give.
Yeah, no, she was good in it.
It's just like James Franco. I mean, you put gold teeth and dreads on James Franco, and that's the performance that you're likely to get, the one he gave in Spring Breakers.
That was a better movie.
Yeah, and I thought Spring Breakers was absolutely fucking ridiculous.
Oh yeah, it is. I mean, I'm not going to argue with you there.
I watched that this week too, and I thought, what a waste of time.
But anyway, Only God Forgives. Of course, there are some shots that are in it that are really stunning, and it all has to do with the colors used. And it was photographed. It was photographed by Larry Smith, who was Kubrick's DP on Eyes Wide Shut, and it has some of those same bold, slightly garish, hazy colors in it. But it doesn't achieve the same level of dreamlike feeling for me that Drive did.
True.
And I think because maybe the whole notion, the whole subplot of revenge didn't feel as much of a driving force in Only God Forgives as it did for me with Drive. And there's something about Drive that I love in that you really feel a very specific LA in Drive, and I think that cold, shimmery, kind of distant tone of Drive expresses something about the disconnect in Los Angeles that was special, and it was something that I don't think I felt as viscerally in this. And in this, you're really mostly confined to very small rooms in Only God Forgives. You don't get much of a sense of the other world outside of those rooms for most of it. I mean, there are a couple of scenes, but I didn't think it had a motor. It had no motor. Only God Forgives for me.
Yeah, you're right. There's nothing there.
It was almost like an experiment that Nicholas Winding Refn did. Like, if people thought that Drive was not a palatable experience, then I'm really going to test them with this. So I'm only going to give Ryan Gosling 3 sentences in this one.
I think Mel Gibson had more dialogue in The Road Warrior than him. I think the Gyro Captain, Bruce Spence, had more dialogue in The Road Warrior than he did.
I think the dog in Road Warrior had more lines.
Oh, he had a lot. He had a good agent, too. I don't care what you say. He had a good agent.